Your smile.
Okay, I would like that be the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OafDiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift. With me as always, Mr. Brent.
Doing it for the culture today.
Yeah.
Shayna.
Just be honest, all these girls look like a Build-A-Bay.
And Webb.
It looked like he died, and it was like, well, I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OafDiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift, the man with the gift, here to uplift, always on time and never switching shifts. With me today, of course, is Mr. Brent.
Give me the same energy you just gave yourself. No, start that over.
Well, I like to go classy with you. You gotta give a tip of the hat and a twirl of the cane when you talk. And Mr. Brent is here, and then everybody moves out of the way. You step out the limo, and then walk in the Cotton Club.
Okay, you got me. You got me getting out the limo. All right.
Yeah.
Good day, everybody.
No, it's the Cotton, like in Harlem, like in Harlem in the 50s.
All right, maybe sure.
But yeah, man, how you doing, brother?
I already said it. I'm here for the culture.
Very good, very good. And of course, Mr. Webb, what's going on, brother? Are we hungover this week?
Yes and no.
Okay. All right,
With that said,
that works.
Fuck daylight savings time.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That completely threw me off. I'll be honest, because I just woke up and like started working on some editing, and then I didn't even think about it. So I saw a bunch of people posting like, "Ugh," like basically that was the whole timeline of everybody.
Man, we
like,
don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I know. We need to get away from that.
It's useless now.
Yeah, we've I guess you could say the country or the world has outgrown daylight savings time in a way. But the only, I guess, positive indication is the fact that it's like, okay, spring is hopefully, for the love of God, hopefully it's close and we can thaw out at least by a few degrees. Well, yeah, we'll see. Especially in this state, we never know what the fuck is going to happen.
A damn
but yeah,
snowstorm just in the middle of, like, just
after we had
week.
like an 80-degree day, like
right. Almost
earlier.
Immediately. Yeah, almost the exact next day.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. So, with that being said, welcome back to another week, everybody. Thanks for joining us as always. We got a few things to talk about. We're going to check up on our Oscar predictions, how poorly those went, because we know we got a few of those wrong.
Pull that up.
And then at the same time,
I don't
we had
know.
some positives
I
too.
think I'm glad we didn't put
good.
money. If we put money on this,
Yeah.
or if we were keeping score, I think I was doing pretty well.
I think in some aspects, yeah, I think we did do.
That was the only reason I really watched. It was like, let's see how close I was.
But with that being said, we always like to start out with checking in on everybody's week. So with that said, Brent, how are you doing, sir? How was your week? What's been going on with you?
I did some good deeds.
Nice. It's always good.
I was about to say I did some bad deeds. I was like, hold on.
I like the idea of you doing bad deeds but saying you did good deeds, and just like snickering like you just tied somebody to a train track. Yeah, exactly.
Man, things is good. I got to do a quick shout out to my brother's birthday and grandma's birthday. Grandma's birthday was yesterday. Brother's birthday was 2 days ago.
Happy birthday, Mark. Happy birthday, Grandma.
Yeah,
definitely.
Got to hook him up with a pair of tickets to the comedy show last night.
Who was there?
Mike Epps, Tony Rock, D-Ray Davis, and I don't know the fourth person.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me about this, because thanks. We're gonna add another topic to this.
That works.
So just remind me about the comedy bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Very nice, very nice.
Okay.
Was that at the Louisville Palace, I assume?
Yum Center.
Oh shit! Damn, big blowout comedy special.
I don't know why I can't remember. It's called the Platinum Tour, but I can't really remember who the fourth person was.
Okay.
But
nice.
Anyway, far as I know, I was supposed to go, but I ended up giving my pops my ticket because he seemed way more excited than I was. I just wanted to see D-Ray Davis.
Right.
I've never seen him live. Mike Epps is so to me.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have that general consensus about Mike Epps. Either you really, really like Mike Epps, or you're just kind of lukewarm on him.
Yeah. Well, there's no hate for him.
No, there's no hate.
No. It's not a hate or anything. It's for me. Every time I see a comedian, like I want something new. Like I know you gotta stick with what kind of got you to the big dance, right?
Yeah.
You know, but to me, it don't change. Like I feel like I can almost predict most of his jokes before the punchlines even finish, you know. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, it's not that it's bad. It's just like it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, so that's really weird about Mike Epps. It's like you're either love him or you're just apathetic towards him.
Right.
There is no like hate towards Mike Epps at all.
No. And I find it interesting because I think there's some people, maybe not really a majority of that would make any difference, but I feel like some people are getting to that point with Kevin Hart, even compared to when he first came out and everybody was first discovering. Like there's some people I feel like are getting kind of close to a point of oversaturation.
So I think that's real. Him being the oversaturation of him. And I think the difference is there used to be a distinction between his like stand-up comedy. Yeah. Him like, you know, The Hunger, him, you know, stand-up comedian. Yeah. And then him becoming like a movie star, kind of comedian, movie star, right?
Yeah, superstar,
yeah. But now they are blared together. Like I feel like his movie persona, like I'm gonna call it persona. Like I don't know the dude, so I'm just gonna call it persona. His movie comedic angle, it seems like it's on 100% of the time. Like there's no like stand up versus him as a movie. Like I feel like you could literally just take his character from a movie. And then just be like, yep, that's that character right there. Like he's still in row. Right. Like and I might be exaggerating this a bit, so I'll throw that out there. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I feel like there's no distinction now between his movie comedic him and his stand-up him. And I think that's why it's like I feel like I'm seeing the same thing. His what the hell is that special his thing he's got on YouTube? Cold as Balls.
You're not talking about.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, so he does an interview. He says, basically, his only time to talk to all these athletes he knows is in a cold ass ice bath. And it's called Cold as Balls. Yeah. Okay. So they'll have like Candace Parker. Yeah. I'm trying to think. The one that got moved to the Pistons, Blake Griffin. Yeah. He had the girl that won 3 gold medals in gymnastics.
Gabby.
Biles, Simone Biles.
Sorry.
Yeah, Simone Biles, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
I know of it. I just have yet to watch it.
Because I know he's about to.
Be honest.
I know he's about to do another one.
Look it up.
You all watch it.
Yeah.
I think I can't stand it.
Okay.
That works. That in and of itself, or Kevin Hart himself?
He just means
that. I think it's Kevin Hart in it. Like it almost feels forced. Okay. And I feel like that dude is funny by himself.
Yeah.
And like his one-offs is like crazy. Like I think that part of him is just like crazy funny, but this seems so just cringe-worthy to me. And all the comments is like he's a genius. And I'm just not seeing the genius in it. Like I'm not.
This raises an interesting question, which actually we could just kind of go into the topic since this goes so well with what you're talking about.
Yeah, it could work.
As far as with Kevin Hart in and of itself, do you feel, as far as you're saying that you're starting to feel oversaturated with him? Now, with that said, is it typical social media nature to big up someone until they're big, and then to just kind of not shit on them necessarily, but just kind of going like, I don't understand why everybody's so big on them and stuff, like kind of like that hipster mentality.
Yeah, we've talked about that before on multiple different things.
Because there's 3 people that I can think of just from this conversation.
Yeah,
2 of them very recent.
Yeah.
One we're talking about Kevin Hart, and just kind of like you kind of saw it like step by step as far as his ascent. And also his kind of like
where he's at.
He's not descending, but it's just kind of stagnation. Plateau. It's kind of like a stagnation. Yeah, plateau. There we go. That's even better. I'm starting to see it now. People talking about Tiffany Haddish on my timeline.
Okay.
And
it's interesting because no, go ahead and say the third person, then I'll give what my thoughts.
And the third person is not a comedian.
Okay.
We've had this damn discussion twice now already. I think you already know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Justin Timberlake.
Bruno Mars.
What? No, not Justin Timberlake.
Oh, okay.
There's the funny thing is that I can think of with Kevin Hart that makes me think it's not exactly that, at least for me, is because I respect and in a way, love everything else he's doing.
Yeah.
Like the fitness stuff he's doing, like all that kind of stuff. Even the movies are fine. I can't believe that what's it called? Jumanji was as successful as it was.
Yeah.
Like him and Rock kept posting like numbers, and I was like, who the fuck is going to see this movie? Like I was like well, here comes the trip and the fall for both of them, because that movie's gonna be trash. And everybody loves it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This had "it's gonna fail" written all over it. Now,
I don't know.
Now the other side of it was that I found interesting is just with him is as far as with me, it's just I'm not indifferent or anything. Well, I guess I probably am indifferent, but it's just specifically with his stand-up. Every time I see a new stand-up special coming out, I'm just like, it's fine. I'm okay. No, thank you. No, thank
Really?
you. Yeah, I'm like, no, thank you. But everything else, like I follow him on social media, see him goofing around with The Rock, see him doing his fitness stuff in commercials. I'm like, okay. But then like when I see him do, like for instance, the big, most recent point of judgment from most people was during the All-Star games. Everybody was like, this isn't funny, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But mine specifically for him is just honed in on the stand-up side. Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
You can hang out on social media, do your goofy stuff every once in a while. But
for
as
you,
far as stand-up, I'm like, I'm
that's
okay.
kind of okay. So you're kind of tired with how he got his foot in the door.
Yeah, the social media, like the stand-up part.
Yeah,
just because I feel like I've seen, and even though the jokes may be different, I've seen the rhythm.
Now that you mentioned that with Kevin Hart and The Rock, and you're sitting going like, this is their tripping point. This is where they fall off.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny because here they are, bigger stars.
Oh, nice.
Here they are, bigger stars over what they were known for.
Exactly, which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Now moving on to Tiffany Haddish, I never really. She kind of like blindsided me. Like it was like she was a track star. And I was standing in front of the track, and she ran behind me, and I was like, "Who the fuck was that?" Like that's the way I felt with her, because I was like, "Who the hell?" Because I've never seen Girls Trip.
Who in the hell is? Okay,
yeah, like I've never seen Girls Trip, so I never had that reference point. I never seen the TV show that she was on.
Review.
Yeah, Jared Carmichael.
Yeah, I never seen that, so I never had that reference. Like she snuck in to the funny or just the Black female actresses that I immediately think of when I think of a movie like Girls Trip.
Yeah.
Like I have a distinct like list of Black female actors that I'm like, bam, 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 all of you I know of, Taraji P, like bam, like these people are in my head. So when she jumped in that pool, I was like, who the fuck? Who's she? Like, wait a minute, who is she? Like it threw me off. It was like she transferred from another school. And she's walking around with the girls that you all know, and you're like, who the fuck is this? That's what it felt like with me.
On some not another teen movie type
shit.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like with me with Tiffany Haddish. I just never, I was confused just because I was like, who is that? But I was never indifferent when I've never watched her stand up. Apparently, I was reading reviews because I was trying to do some research based on Brent's question that he sent to us earlier about how much she made for her special. I couldn't find the exact numbers,
right?
But all the reviews
and that was
were
way
like,
before.
It's amazing.
Well, it wasn't even a special.
Yeah,
it was for a animated series that was coming out for Netflix.
Well, no, there's a stand up special on called She's Ready.
Okay,
it's like a legit like special. It's on Showtime.
Okay, well, that's Showtime.
Yeah.
It was like during the whole controversy where people were talking about, hey, Tiffany Haddish inked a deal with Netflix. You see what happens when you stand with Monique? And everybody was sitting there going like, yeah, Tiffany Haddish should show homage. Just sit there and say she's grateful. Say she's grateful.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, wait a minute. Hold on.
Everybody pump your brakes.
This was like, we were in talks with this way before I knew anything about the Monique deal. So, this is for something else entirely different.
Right.
Chill out.
Yeah, everybody calm down.
So, so this was a deal that she got. It was like, she's providing voiceover work for like an animated special on Netflix, and she's getting paid like a couple $100,000 per episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's also executive producing 2 movies, and she's going to star alongside Tracy Morgan in The Last OG.
Ooh,
yeah.
So
and she's also going to star alongside Kevin Hart in Night School, which comes out in September.
So,
and also one last one.
Keep going, run them off.
Sorry, one last one. Bruno Mars. I always think
Tiffany Haddish?
Huh?
With Tiffany Haddish?
No.
Oh, well, here, let me add one more for Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, go ahead.
So apparently she, quote unquote, got her own seasoning. She posted a picture just yesterday.
Yes, I seen that.
With Lowry's. They sit there and just made a special little label for her because she was bigging up Lowry's so damn much.
Okay.
I doubt they'll actually manufacture something with Tiffany Haddish on there. Like, God forbid they do it like she's the new Aunt Jemima or some shit. But
you know what? I would at least buy it.
Haddish's radishes.
If it's called Haddish's radishes, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
Produce. Bag your own produce.
If that's the name, it better have the body of Raditz from Dragon Ball Z and her head on top of it.
Haddish's Raditz.
I like that. Like, that's the only way I'm buying that. But that seasoning salt, I was like, that's cute.
Yeah,
that's cute.
Now, lastly, as far as that's funny though.
But hold on. Before you go to Bruno Mars,
before you go to Tiffany, right?
Yeah.
Before you go to Bruno Mars, Tiffany, I might be one of the few people who is not up on her yet. So I've still like, because I've not seen any of the shows you were talking about. I haven't seen Girl Strip, which we can do a movie review. we can do a movie review on that.
Apparently, it's supposed to
be a bunch.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You said we could do a bunch?
Yeah, we could do a bunch of them. But go ahead, man.
Yeah,
okay. All right, we can run them all. So I'm still waiting to see like what is the charm that everybody sees, right? Like, I've seen her talk a few times. I've heard her like, you know, the big commercial with Groupon. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember like those. Like I'm getting used to hearing her like voice and seeing her kind of like outfit stuff like that, or her talking about Beyonce, you know, giving some woman a look because supposedly another woman was hitting on Jay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I'm still actually waiting to see like, all right, what is this star power that everybody sees? Because I really haven't had very much investment into what, you know, her product.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm curious where that goes. Now, Bruno Mars. I am now finally listening to Bruno Mars.
Okay.
By like, finally listening.
You mean in general?
I mean, ever? I'm giving like full shots. I've listened to 24K.
Yep.
I thought it was decent.
Okay.
What was the one before that?
Some real fans we are.
It's got a monkey on it.
Let me get the.
I don't know. Shayna's the person that made me listen to it.
It's got a chimp on
I thought she was joining in for a second there.
Is she here?
I thought.
No.
But no, she's not. Otherwise, she would have said. Otherwise, she would have said something at some point.
It's got a.
Yeah, God forbid we sit there and say anything crazy about Bruno Mars. She would have jumped right the fuck in.
She would drop kick us.
Oh, I mean, if nothing else, I'm the one who hears it. Like,
yeah, what is that? I can't think of the name of the album. Anyways, like you were saying.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I went through too much trouble. Okay, so 2012, Unorthodox Jukebox. Okay. That was an ape on the cover. Yeah.
Okay, got you. That's the last.
And then Doo Wops and Hooligans was before that. So, all right. So yeah, 2012 was the last album. 2016 was this album. 9 songs. That didn't even That don't even feel right.
Really? That's
anyway,
it was an LP. Basically, it was just above LP.
Damn near.
Damn. Wow. Yeah. Every time it's funny because like usually nothing of his I haven't disliked except for like the kind of real slower poppy stuff.
Oh, like Catch a Grenade.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that fucking song. Like, yeah, it just has.
I don't know. I'm giving him a shot. So I've heard his name everywhere. Like I'm now listening to everything. You know, I'm trying to listen to everything without any bias or any type of things like that. Because when I first basically learned about him, everybody was talking about appropriation and is he stealing or, you know, killing classics, stuff like that. And
yeah, we had that conversation.
Yeah, and you know, I think I came in with him on a shaded lens. So
yeah, okay.
I'm giving him a shot. I may go to a concert one day in my life. I don't know. I need to like his music a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting because there is a very strong familiarity to his music and sound that pretty much everybody recognizes, which is where that argument, like you said, came from, where it's like, is he stealing like styles from other people and stuff? No. And that's because he sounds unabashedly like
providing. Well, yeah, you can. God, I hate having this damn conversation every other month.
I know we do have this conversation too much about.
Let's leave it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like we've said what we needed to say. Like it's been proven that he has sit there and shown how, or stated that he's been influenced by these people. He's always put black people on as far as like writers or helping out with writing or giving people credit for writing. Yeah. You know, fucking Trinidad James now has a damn Grammy because of him.
Yeah, that is true.
He does well. All I'm saying, he does.
So it's not like, I mean,
the music well, and I got no.
I don't know why this conversation keeps coming up.
I don't know either. It's weird.
And they getting mad at the wrong fucking people.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're gonna get mad at another minority. About black music, and we got all these other people you could be making fun of.
That's the thing.
That's real.
Me too.
That's real.
But yeah, anyways, I don't think anybody, like you said, I don't think anybody dislikes. Dislikes him, at least here, in like a hateful way, except for like haters. but yeah, like serious. But definitely serious about the
I
whole...
wish we had sound effects.
Right.
Just crash and burn. But as far as the Tiffany Haddish thing, I am interested to see like where her stuff, like where she goes from here, because it was, like I said, she just fucking came out of nowhere. Yeah. To me, at least.
Okay, so back to comedians.
Yep.
Okay.
Back to the funny.
The reason you were, thank you for reminding me this. Mm-hmm. I found something on the timeline that I have been ashamed to. I don't want to watch.
Okay.
Please tell me who I think it is. I think it is.
So apparently, yes, Richard Pryor's son decided to do stand up.
Okay.
And I guess it's 2 minutes. We could probably clip this out at some point.
Make some noise for Mason Pryor.
His name is Mason Pryor.
Oh, we're gonna play it?
I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Oh,
okay. Because I haven't seen it. Just because I haven't seen it.
Ooh, I can't wait.
You look just like his dad.
He really does.
Hello.
Go for it.
Man, I'm nervous. I can literally hear my dad up in heaven right now, like, boy, you better not mess this up. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Donald Trump is president. Nah, calm down. I'm not as mad as Facebook is. You read the messages. Oh, Donald Trump, this is the worst president ever. I'm not the smartest man, but 400 years of slavery and not one of them presidents made the cut. And the worst part is, I feel like I understand really what's the problem with Donald Trump. Everybody here in America knows the code. If you get caught cheating, you gotta cut your side thing loose. Donald Trump's still on the phone at the White House talking to Russia. Hello? Hey, no, I want to talk to my man right now. You go get my Putin. Is that you, my Putin? I love you so much. I love the way you smell. I love the way your name comes off my lips. Boom.
Can I go?
Wait,
let me know when I can go.
Because the web's facial.
This had to be a skit.
Fight back.
Did somebody shoot him at the end there?
No, it was a TMZ
stage.
clip.
Okay.
So that was so weird, especially like the way the production looked, how they kept cutting back and forth. And then showing that made it look like almost like a documentary, but at the same time, it's almost like
where was he at?
The
Apollo.
Well, that's what it is. Apollo's production is like top level, just in case shit like that happens.
Oh, they've.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, their production, because they know, like back in the day, you didn't get that stuff. Well, you just heard the booze. Now you can have like 10 cameras set up, and the director in the booth can be like, "Go to one. Look at her face. Look at her face. Go to one."
And
like then you get the real reaction.
See,
like
hell
you
girl
said,
at the back. It looked like Adrienne Bailon. I don't know who she was.
It did,
but she said that just looked like, and just looked around for somebody else to look at. That was that did me in.
Yeah,
I was scared to watch this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because I hate secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I can't. I'll turn shit off. I'll turn a show off if there's like that awkwardness feeling.
Yeah.
Like if it comes out, if it's a situation where somebody's in that in like that exact situation, I'll be like, I can't do it.
Yeah. That's why I used to like American Idol until like only for one season.
Yeah.
The tryouts, I just would not watch that shit.
Right, exactly.
Just because I don't like feeling like it's just to see somebody just be awful, and then just to hear their heart just get crushed, and just to see that every other tryout, it was just like, nah, I can't do that no more. That's that was one of the reasons why I stopped watching American Idol.
Yeah, I can't.
Well,
yes,
I think where you can't stomach that, I can.
Yeah, some people.
I watched it. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, let me see what's about to happen. And then I was like, okay. The first little bit, I was like, he's off to a good start. Okay.
See,
you didn't know who he was, you know who he's now, you know, everything, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, he went the president route. All right, this could be decent. I was like, it should be a slam dunk. He did the Putin thing, and I was like, after he did the first line, he got the laugh. I was like, he better leave. Don't. And then he stepped doing like I like the way you smell, instantly checked out. Yep, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of? As far as that was it, this was only 2 minutes. This was only a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
Now,
it felt like 17.
Do you remember when we performed for the Apollo at UK?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was one of the scariest fucking things we've ever done.
Yes. And like we got to see, like it's different to actually be in the audience and sit there and watch this and just like, oh, okay, they're doing their thing. Oh, this is gonna be bad. And then hearing people around you booing and all that, then them getting shoot off. It's even scarier to be waiting to perform and to see people go up there. It's like, oh, they killed it, and then to see there's like, oh, they're killing them, or it's like, one of our boys, I'm not going to mention their name, was about to perform.
Yeah.
And the beat took too long to start.
Yeah, exactly.
They booed them before they even got the rap.
Yeah. Because it's one of the few times where you can literally be the point is to be as judgmental as possible.
Right.
So any little thing that annoys you, fucking let it out.
Right. And that's when he was like, no, you have to hit the ground running when you start. You have to, exactly. Punch them in the face as soon as you get on there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead and finish that, because I got a thought with this too.
Okay, so when we got up there and performed, we made sure it was like, no, it's like we made sure we knew exactly what was going to happen because we've been up there, or no, we've watched before. It's like, no, we got to punch them in the mouth as soon as we get up there. Yeah. We didn't get booed.
No.
But they didn't know what the fuck was going on. They
didn't
know how to process what was going on.
I've never seen that many people so like still and just like staring. Not like staring like somebody was being like stabbed in front of them on stage. It was staring like...
I like it, but it's not...
normal.
Something I like.
No, yeah, it was like...
How do I like... Do I boo? Because it's... They're rapping, but it's with instruments.
Yeah, they were confused.
They're actually like, what? It's like,
right,
there were some people that came up to us like, hey, I appreciate what y'all doing. Y'all did something really different. And it's like, audience didn't know what the hell to do about it.
Right.
And it's like,
it's like, Negro, I was down up there. You should have clapped or something. I was up there nervous.
One long, slow clap.
And like, I couldn't tell, like,
hilarious.
What would have been worse.
Stand up, woo!
There was applause. But it was just kind of going like, wait, what just happened type of a deal. And like, I'm kind of wondering, I don't know. It's like, I know we were, that's just me being biased, but it's like, I know we killed it, but at the same time, it's like, this probably wasn't the right audience to sit there and play shit like that for. But
probably not. And the other thing you got to understand that like people get from those stages, and like the same thing, like whether it's real Apollo or any performance, if it's lit correctly, you usually can't see the crowd except for like right in front of you.
Yeah.
So there's this very odd disconnect if you're not getting like crazy crowd feedback of people like jumping around like in normal concerts. Right. Or you've got like lighting that like sweeps through the crowd and you can see people's faces every once in a while. So if you've got a crowd that's completely quiet, you're like kind of like
this huge mass of black.
It's like you're just like staring at a black like curtain.
And
which
just,
is kind of weird.
There are eyes on you.
Yeah,
but you can't make out any kind of faces whatsoever.
So you don't know, like, you're just like, I hear nothing, so that's better than hearing boos, so I'll just keep going.
I don't hear any yawns, which I would say is better than boos.
And if somebody would have yawned...
No, which would be worse than boos. Yeah. Yawns would be worse than boos.
You don't even want to boo, you just want to go to sleep.
But
okay,
that would have been such an asshole move because you know how loud you would have had to yawn to get heard in that. It's like, for real, dude? For real?
Ready to go to bed.
You worked early this morning, you asshole. Worked the morning shift, motherfucker.
Okay, so y'all just kicked two thoughts to me that just popped up in my head. Okay, so I've realized I don't think I've ever been on a stage like as a performance.
Not even for like choir or anything?
All the lights were on. No, I've been on stage.
Oh, okay,
okay,
yeah.
Yes.
But not like in that situation.
All the lights are off.
On the crowd, yeah.
The only one I can think of was when I was like little kid and I was like modeling and I was like modeling like suits and outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing people's faces, but I just remember seeing like flashes walking down like the runway.
That's a weird
and then like you hit your turn, you hit your point, turn, blah blah blah.
Get out of there.
Like
run. So get off the stage.
God, if you got booed on a runway.
No, I never got booed on a
No,
runway.
I'm saying, do you know how fucked up that had to be?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's horrible. But are they booing you or are they booing the outfit? Like that would be the question.
But that's before we get,
before we go down that thought process, hold on.
That a lot. That's hilarious.
Before we go down that one, I'm curious. Like before we go down that one, I have been on stage as somebody's hype man before.
Yeah.
And it was in a room that did not dim the lights.
Yeah.
So I could see sections of people who were like all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they were vibing, and then I seen sections that were like, "What is this?
Right.
And why is this happening?" So I could literally read people's faces. But typically, like, you just pick whoever. I don't know. You all are more performers than me. So I can't really, I wouldn't say I'm like as knowledgeable in this situation. But from my little miniature experience in this situation, I just picked somebody that was like vibing with it. And I just rolled with it. Like I looked for somebody who was giving off the right vibe that you need. And it just kept on going.
Yeah.
My job was not to mess up the main person's stuff.
Right.
Now, but when you talked about waiting in line, and this will wrap up how's my week going. When you talking about standing in line, giving so I've done the elevator pitch like for Shark Tank.
Oh yeah.
And angel investors.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So waiting to do your pitch, it sounds just like your experience at like Apollo waiting for somebody hearing another act go before you.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
Because you can hear what their pitch is. And then when they give that feedback at the end, like, first, they try to break your idea down, see if it's good, bad, whatever.
Yeah.
But I've heard people's PowerPoints not be set up, not ready. I've heard people they've had music or audio didn't cue in the right way. I've heard people forget their lines. You know what I'm saying? Like you get in that room and this one for me was like 200 people in a room.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
So
I was thinking just like 5 people.
No.
Like 5 judges.
I had angels investors in like the Shark Tank panel.
Okay.
That was the Shark Tank.
Okay. So there was
Shark
an
Tank
audience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
God, it makes it even worse.
Like hearing other people go and they either do well or bad, or if you have somebody that like knocks it out the park.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. My bad if that was loud.
No, that was fine.
It it could be intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, and I just remember me setting up. I was like, I tried to like not rehearse my stuff too much. So I was like, hey, we've rehearsed as much as we can. I don't want to make myself more nervous. I'm not trying to add nothing in now. Like, let's do what got me here, and let's kill it. And I had the same mentality. Like, you got to punch him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I want a person in the palm of my hands. Like, I want to control their destiny for that few moments.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah.
That's where it goes into play. It's like timing is such an important thing in those situations.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things about this one is that I immediately.
What was his first name again?
Oh, I forgot.
I don't know. He got booed. He don't get his name back.
But no, honestly, that also bothered me about that whole deal. Mm-hmm. He got up there, and it was the fact of Richard Pryor's son, something Pryor, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He came out, afro, mustache, looking exactly like his dad.
His like first few words kind of sound like he was trying to sound like it.
Yeah.
It's like that immediately got on my nerves. His cadence, there's a such thing, the same as we always talk about a rapper's cadence, there's a comedic cadence too. He had a very generic comedian's cadence. Like, man, the world is crazy.
Well,
but that was
he was trying to imitate.
Yeah, that's
way too. That's my problem. He was imitating way too much of his father.
Yeah,
and it was it was very weird because it was like, there's no way you practice with this material.
I don't think
there's no
it
like
he
this
was freestyling.
This was like some. This was like some middle school type shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
I would have liked to hear what his other. Like what the rest of his would have been.
See, I immediately didn't like it.
I'm curious because I mean you can make
it felt like he was definitely trying to
flat.
Yeah, it felt like he was definitely trying to ride a nostalgia wave for the first. Well, it was only a 2-minute video for the first 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So for the first 45 seconds, he felt like it was like he was riding a nostalgia wave.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he was like, okay, let me try to be me.
Yeah.
For a second, and it's like, we don't like you.
I think that was tough because I feel like that's a double-edged sword. Yeah. Like he's kind of screwed if he doesn't kind of pay homage in a sense.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of like it could work out for him if he tries to go his own lane. Right. But you're gonna have critics on both. Like he's the son of what people call like one of the greatest comedic minds, ever. Like, and that's kind of like that pressure to live up to. Like there's no way you're gonna be that. Here's a good thought though. Chris Rock and Tony Rock.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was about to get to. I thought you were gonna.
I don't like Tony. Now here's my problem. I don't like Tony Rock, but I also have never really been a big fan of Chris Rock's.
Fair enough.
So I automatically don't like Tony Rock because of association.
Okay.
I've seen it stand up maybe a couple times.
I was about to ask, are there any other comedic or comedian
like
relatives?
The Waynes, there's like 20 of them.
Oh, yeah. There's them. Well, that was a gimme. That was kind of a gimme.
There's like 20 of them. So you can like some, you can hate some, you can love
You're
some.
really good. You could pretty much find a median.
Yeah, you got them covered, man. That's actually a good.
All right, but back to my original point.
Yeah, I can't. I'll try to think of any other families.
With Pryor's son, I can't even think of his fucking name. Anyway, with Pryor's son, it was the worst case scenario or the everything that could go wrong with trying to live up to a parent's legacy.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only was he still keeping the name, he was straight up dressing and looking just like his father.
Yeah,
he was starting to act just like his father.
Yeah,
and it's just like, that's usually, hell, if you see movies, it's like, I'm not trying to be like you. I want to be my own person. That, whatever.
Generic
Creed. Point to you,
there we go. Yeah,
that's good.
This was the worst version. This was the worst version of Creed.
Yeah, that's. This was Creed.
Creed. There's gonna be a new one, and it's gonna have Drago's son.
Yeah, I know.
I told you, if he don't say if he dies, he dies.
Yeah,
I'm booing the movie.
Speaking of which, randomly off the topic.
Okay.
Did you
random?
So random off-topic thing.
I thought you said Rambo for a second. No, I was like, well, yeah, that kind of works.
Yeah. Did you see the 50 Cent's tweet after Rick Ross went to the hospital?
No, I don't remember.
He just literally tweeted a picture of Ivan Drago from that scene.
Oh.
And I was like, come on, 50, it's so mean. That's so rude. And you know how 50 has always had this relationship with Ross where he likes to fuck with him. And everybody was like, for real? Like, he literally, right after it came out that he was in the hospital, and he didn't put no words on it. He just put literally a still from that scene.
In that scene,
yeah. I was like, that's fucked up. It's really fucked up, 50.
You know what? Coming back to that, Rick Ross won the war, but 50 won a lot of damn battles.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, as far as like the whole bullshit, it's like he posted a porno of one of his baby moms.
I forgot about that.
He was sitting there. He took one of his other baby moms on a shopping spree.
Oh, that was funny.
He kept doing a whole bunch of antics.
Oh, yeah. It was
but Ross continued to make music.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what made him win that battle or that beef, or it's still beef. But that's what made him win that war between him and Ross.
Yeah, it was
or
like
him
50,
and 50.
it was like 50 took it more like
how many
comedically.
I got a question.
What's
He was
up?
trying to be funny.
2 questions.
Yep.
First one, how many wars have 50 Cent won? First, and then 2, is 50 Cent really good without beefing with somebody? Is he really relevant when he's not beefing with somebody?
Oh, damn, these are some tough questions.
I like the idea of looking at 50 Cent because I think I think that question falls in line very well that 50 Cent has a little bit of that school bully quality to him.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's good when he's just like, hey, look at this motherfucker. Look at this nigga's shoes. Look at this nigga.
Y'all remember the Berenstein Bears?
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all remember the Bullies?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember their names? One of them was Too Tall.
Oh, damn, I can't remember the fucking name.
Damn, what were the other two? Too Tall, Too... Oh, wow.
Is that G Unit?
Too Big, Too Wide? I don't remember.
Is that G Unit? Are you making G Unit the bullies from the Bernstein Bears?
Oh, wow. Let me look that up now.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
I like that idea.
And you know what? I think I'm still pronouncing it wrong. I think it's
Isn't it like something stupid?
Berenstain.
Yeah, it's like Bernstein.
I've
Bears,
always
but
seen
fuck
it.
That, it's
Like, damn,
Bernstein.
you know the Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Where like you remember it being something for so long and a bunch of other people remember it being something for so long, but then when you look at it, it's completely different from what you remember.
It's a Sinbad Genie movie thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is one of the best Mandela effect things ever. Because everybody vividly remembers that movie that never fucking happened.
Berenstein Bear Bullies. Okay, but I'm sorry. Back to my original point, or back to the questions. Honestly, from what I can remember as far as beefs go, 50 Cent's 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, who was...
He won, obviously, with Ja Rule.
Yeah.
With the battle against Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Or the beef with Ja Rule, excuse me.
Still going. No.
Real
That
beef
war
with
ended.
Just because it's
Ja
50
Rule
Cent.
tried to come back. My bad.
Yeah, Fire Festival put an end to that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
He lost the beef with Ross.
Yeah.
He lost the beef with Ross. There we go.
Los.
And before that, he lost the beef with... Well, it wasn't even a beef. It was just more just kind of like a skirmish with Kanye.
I forgot about that.
No, he lost that. He lost.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah,
not
that's what
win
I'm saying.
the.
Yeah.
He
No,
did not
we
win
didn't.
that title war. He
No,
did
that's
not
what-
win that.
No one did.
That's what we were
No one
saying.
said he did.
Here's my
what
thought.
we're
Before you go anywhere, Burns, the Bernstein Bears, the Too Tall gang was Smirk, Skulls, Vinny,
Okay.
and then there was an
The Too Tall gang.
unnamed member.
Unnamed member.
Wait a
What,
minute.
did he
Too
go to
Tall
jail?
It wasn't. Wait a
And
minute.
Too Tall Grizzly.
Too Tall Grizzly.
Okay, I remember Too Tall.
That is a rapper's name.
There really does need to be a
Too
nigga named
Tall.
Too
Tall
Yeah.
Grizzly. From the Bronx.
Yeah.
And they harassed kids. Yeah, they appeared in the book Papa's Pizza, 1978.
Damn, and his family, Too Tall Grizzly's family, I don't even remember them, but like 2 Ton Grizzly, his dad, his
Much
mom,
Grizzly.
his mom, Tutu Grizzly,
And
and his sister,
What kind of rapping
Too Much
Much
Grizzly.
Grizzly.
That's Grizzly. Was she
Title.
like Baby D?
Too much Grizzly for you.
Why don't I remember that?
I'm gonna be honest. That sounds like somebody didn't shave. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yo,
That's the
That
best.
sounds like
Too
Amazon.
Tall Grizzly, 2 Ton Grizzly. The women got the best names, like Tutu Grizzly.
How do we not have a
And
rapper
Too
by that
Much
name?
Grizzly.
I don't
Too
understand how we
much
don't
Grizzly. I feel like that's gonna be somebody's pickup line, like later this year for somebody.
No, I
They
bet
be
you
like,
that
"Yo,
was T Grizzly's original name
have Too Much Grizzly.
before he came, before his first day
a
out.
he's a
Before his
Bernstein
first day out.
I like that. Yeah, Too Much Grizzly.
Yo, somebody's gonna hit somebody with that. Yo, it's probably gonna be too much Grizzly for you. What?
So what?
The Bernstein Bears on my downfall.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
second question. The second question
Oh,
you
yeah.
said.
Oh yeah.
Is he
Wait,
only?
he lost the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he did.
So he's 1 and 3 now.
Yep.
Wait, did he? Well, did that kind of was that kind of a draw?
Nah,
I give it
he
to the
gets
game.
no
Well,
draw.
then again, 300 miles in running or 300
Yeah.
bars in running. Now that I think about it,
he died.
okay, yeah, he got.
Yeah,
the
did he
whole
have a
unit.
beef with Diddy?
I don't.
I want to probably, but it's probably more like a skirmish or
Okay.
scrimmage, like with Kanye.
I like how you said
Okay.
probably. Like, yeah, he probably did. Like,
I mean,
he was bored.
What about
one day.
anytime.
Eminem?
What do you mean?
Who?
Did him and M ever go at it?
No.
Not.
No, they
to
were
my
on the
knowledge,
same
no.
team.
They never.
Okay.
I mean, hell, he
was
got
on it.
signed because of.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
Dre
but I
and
thought they
50.
fell out.
No, they did. I think they like fell out, but they just like went their separate ways. They didn't like come at each other or anything.
I
Especially,
don't ever remember anything like that.
I'm trying to think if Eminem has a diss track to 50.
I'm pretty sure he does.
They probably made little jabs at each other, like in a playful
That's
way.
True. Yeah. So yeah, he doesn't win very many wars. He wins a few. He wins some battles. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Right.
He be winning some battles, but he does not. He does not finish the war.
My mic's trying to fall apart. Sorry, everybody.
Oh.
The power of the Black Panther has now been stripped away.
Dude, and that's so we pretty much on consensus that consensus that
Pryor son was trash.
Pryor son was trash. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other family members that are in comedy, but I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, the only thing Tony Rock, he's decent. I mean, from what I remember seeing,
I wanted to see him. That was D. Ray Davis and Tony Rock were the two people I want to see because I really want to see Chris Rock because I'm a Chris Rock fan. But
yeah.
Like God forbid, like George Carlin's daughter or some shit. Or does George Carlin have any siblings? Or any sires?
Yeah. God, I can't think of anybody.
Comedian relatives. No. I probably should have did that a while ago.
Well, while you all are thinking of this, Gary, how you been?
I've been good. I know our weeks are being woven into the topics, but it works perfectly, so fuck it. No, I've been good. Same old thing. Can't complain.
That's what's up.
Finally finished Westworld season 1 because I had to get ready for season 2.
What have you been doing? What did you think? Hold up, what did you think?
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
Favorite?
It's fucking incredible.
Favorite moment?
Bernard.
His whole thing?
The specific turn in those last few episodes when you find out what Bernard really is. I was like, get the fuck out. Because the thing was, in that episode, there were multiple, there was a bunch of shit going on. And then you started getting little droplet hints. And then all of a sudden it was just like, bam, in your face. And you were like, you gotta be fucking kidding. And then all of a sudden the Arnold thing, that revelation, right after that, and you're like, what is going on? It's like, everything is crazy. And then that ending is, excellent.
And that comes back on this year, right?
Yeah, in a few weeks.
Oh, word?
Yeah, in a few weeks. It's the beginning of April. And then of course and it's now we're going to Shogun World. Which I don't understand after that ending, I do not understand how the infrastructure is still in place to even release a new world.
Oh, that's just one part. Think of it like this. In Vegas, you can go to the largest strip club, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much like 6 buildings in one.
Right.
Just as space, right?
Yeah.
You might be in the strip club, but you don't realize there's 5 other rooms that's probably just as big as the one you're in.
Yeah.
And you think that's the whole entire strip club.
Yeah, but we're still talking about the same shareholders that control that company.
You think one uprise is going to kill off all the shareholders? Come on, man. They had stuff in development already. It's a getaway.
Which I did like that
it's a getaway.
Where we got to see that little hint.
All right, it's escapism at its best. So you're telling me they would only have one? What theme park has one roller coaster?
That's a good ass roller coaster, though.
You know what I'm saying? What theme park has one water ride?
But that
none. There would have to be something else in development.
Getting to see those characters for a second was pretty cool, though. When they wandered in there and saw there, and she was like, "What the hell is this?" And you just saw people practicing sword fighting. It was like, "Oh yeah," yes. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I think it's gonna be fun. Going into season 2, I liked it a lot.
This is behind the curtains. Before the end of the call, actually, this would be a good time to get people's feedback right now. A future episode will be on tips or the rules for a son, for a young man or a son. Stand up when you're shaking hands. Always stand up. Stand up when you're shaking hands. Don't shake hands while sitting down. Stuff like that. Or
awkward anyway.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Those little rules. I got a list of them that I found that was some of them was really good. Some of them was it said when getting in the pool, never go down the steps. That one I was like, that one's weird.
Wait, what?
That sounded almost like something your uncles would say. Hey, boy, I told you that when you get in the pool, don't use the steps. What the hell is this? What is he talking about? Why not? What do you want me to just jump in?
You got to go from the edge, man. You can't go down steps. That's what, like little rules like that was like, I don't know. It seems kind of weird. I got to hear somebody's logic behind that. But a future episode, and I believe we're gonna have BAP on and some other hosts or guests for that episode. And I want you all to think about this, and all the listeners, write in at OafDiscussions at gmail.com.
Yeah, definitely.
And put in your rules that you would like to throw in there for a son or a young man, like rules of life. All right.
I'm sorry.
Now,
I'm sorry I was laughing in the middle of that.
No. That was perfectly fine.
I thought about Mos Def's character from
Which
Chappelle's show.
Oh,
where he was like the black people go in the pool. They used to throw a shark in the pool and then chase the black people out of the pool. And then they didn't want the black people in the pool, so they put a shark in the pool. And then they had that stuffed shark like.
And what was it? It started with a J. It was like, was it Jeffrey, the nigga hating dolphin?
Yeah, Jeffrey, the nigga hating dolphin.
What was? Oh God,
I know Jeffrey. He said they just know Jeffrey.
That nigga ain't Flipper. That's Jeffrey, the nigga hating dolphin.
They put Jeffrey in the pool.
Oh my goodness!
Chase all the niggas out.
I forgot all about that scene.
I forgot all.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. My fault.
No,
that was my fault. But that was
That's
just
like
in. It was like hot off the press.
That was great. That's like one of those low key sketches.
Yeah.
That like people don't remember. Like everybody remembers like the little John.
I think it was around that
Charlie
time
Murphy.
I think it was around the Lost episode times, wasn't it?
It might have been, yeah. That might have been.
James, the
James,
nigga hating dolphin. That makes more sense. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Oh,
the
man.
yellow cake is always still one of my favorites.
Pray to God, they don't drop that shit.
Yeah.
And the one about the chick that wanted to get the breast reduction, and she was like, "You saved the world." You could have saved the world if you could just not got
first season. Yeah.
That
was first season.
Yeah, that was
shit.
out the gate.
Yo, but that one makes me laugh because like all the women that I know, there's like, got to get a breast reduction, and I like for those who I'm like really close to, I can't make that joke to other people. Like you can't, you gotta pick the right people for that type of joke. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, you're probably gonna blow up the world, right? It was like, what? I was like, watch the Chappelle show. I was like, right now, there's a guy who wakes up every day, and you are what gets him out of bed and lets him make it through his day.
It's so funny.
And if you take that away,
he's gonna freak out and go nuts. With that being said, what other topics do we have, brother?
Well,
we
have you been?
We didn't tour the comedy stuff.
Have you been?
His was kind of like on the. He took it straight into the comedy, into the topics on his. How was his week?
If we can find.
Well, we can go into the other.
Oh, I haven't said how my week was.
I know.
We were talking about Brent's,
Perfectly,
and what I'm talking about is going to go into, so hopefully we can get more immersion going for the next week's. All right. Speaking, when Brent mentioned the strength of the Black Panther, that reminded me, congratulations to Black Panther reaching $1 billion in the box office off of just only being in theaters, not even a whole month.
Yep. Black Panther beat Jay-Z and Diddy to $1 billion.
Oh, that's Marvel's.
That took me a second.
That's Marvel's fifth or sixth movie at $1 billion in the box office. Yeah. Both Avengers, Civil War, Iron Man 3, and that was number 5.
Makes sense.
Would y'all do the M'Baku challenge?
Not now.
Yeah,
no. I need to practice.
I mean, not costume, right now. Like, let's say end of the month or next month, M'Baku challenge.
Sure.
Okay, whatever.
We will not have it all. Anyway, with that topic, because of this news, because of the news of this reaching $1 billion, I ended up getting blocked for the first time on Twitter.
Oh,
congrats! Nice. Hold up, slow clap for you.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
was it a famous
proud
account?
of you?
No, it was some fuckboy. Okay. Let me switch to the OAF. Let me switch to the OAF account so I can see the conversation, because when you get blocked, you can't see what you replied to.
Right. That's what the OAF account is for.
Unless they block that.
Oh God, then we're in trouble.
If only.
Yeah.
No, but all right. So let me see what I can find here. And so, before that, I actually got my first tweet that ended up getting 1,000 likes.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
I now get why people say like, "Oh God, I'm blowing up." It's like, and they only have 500 likes or something. And now I get why people would sit there and be talking about it. It's like that shit got a little annoying to keep getting notifications for it.
Yeah.
So that was wild.
What was the tweet?
Was the what's name?
It was somebody complaining. Well, okay. The thing that got 1,000 likes was there was a person complaining about Frankenstein, the story.
I'm surprised it wasn't the Xavier Woods thing.
No, that's something else entirely. Okay. No, I didn't get 1,000 likes on that. Okay. But yeah. Hold on, Jesus.
Let me pick up that name I just dropped.
I'm proud. I'm proud of this moment, but I'm mad I did not see this myself, or maybe I did. I don't know.
So what he did, it was like somebody was complaining about what the fuck was it called? Somebody was complaining about Frankenstein. So they're saying it's like, well, people are sitting there, let's get rid of this because it speaks a bullying message or something like that. It was like, well, yeah, that's kind of what Frankenstein was about or something along those lines. And it was like, people were complaining, sitting there going like, what we should do is just, God damn it, I should have pulled it up. But anyway, let me get back to the dude that was that had blocked me.
Okay, back to blockage.
Okay, so somebody, a celebrity, had tweeted that, hey, we reached 1 billion. It was like Black Panther reached 1 billion, and they sit there showed a little video of these little African kids dancing.
Oh, nice.
On the table.
As a joke, or just as a celebration. It was crossed $1 billion mark at the box office today. And this dude, I'm not even gonna give him a name. Somebody replied, "They're happy for what exactly? They will never see $1 of that money, and sadly, their living conditions won't change. The only ones there was supposed to be a period there. The only ones benefiting are the actors and the large corporations. Again, they are being used." I replied, "What?" The GIF is unrelated.
he thought
those African kids were celebrating Black Panther reaching 1 billion, and that was just, and I was, it's like, what? The GIF is unrelated. What are you talking about? And then that dude replied to me, "Still, the only ones to profit are the actors and the corporations behind the movie. They will take all of your money and ask for more."
What?
And I replied, "Yeah, that's how money works. You provide a service or product and get a profit if it's good."
Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
And then he replied, "It's great the movie inspires. However, it's about to reach $1 billion mark, just making money for the corporations that take advantage of the average person. Will the corporations invest in the community? No. Give us your money, but stay a safe distance away."
Please tell me you went back at him with the facts. Because Disney literally spent $1 million building. Okay.
My reply.
All right.
"This is the first Google result from searching Chadwick Boseman donate. This was 10 days ago before reaching $1 billion. Should we search for more?" And I had a link. It was literally the first thing I searched, Chadwick Boseman donate. And it shows Disney celebrates Black Panther's success by donating $1 million to STEM projects or something along those lines. The link trails off. And then he replied, "The money spent on a fantasy film, if the people would spend the time and money on their neighborhoods, it would have been of better use instead of the corporations that don't take care of it, or that don't care if you and your family eat or are safe."
He's using corporations like he just learned how to spell it.
I replied, "That's a very general and ineffectual statement to make.
Right.
Are you saying don't spend money under any circumstances? Why do you think not spending money on this particular fantasy film, really it's more sci-fi, will
Thank you.
I like that.
Why do you think Why do you think not spending money on this particular film will single-handedly make better neighborhoods?" And he replied, $1 billion at $10 a ticket average. If the community were to put that money/effort into their neighborhoods, it would solve a lot of the problems families complain that they don't have money for, this or that. But look at the combined effort." I replied, "Do entire neighborhoods go to the theaters where you're from?
Right.
Do you think only poor lower-class families or people went to see the film?
Right.
Do you get this upset when you see someone leave a restaurant or a store?"
I like that, right? Look at that piece of shit fucking buying a goddamn laptop.
Sir.
Jesus,
Sir.
dude. God dang.
Sir.
He just sitting in the parking lot brooding.
And then he sit there and put, and then he said, "Don't be ridiculous. It's a movie. Only a movie." It was in caps. So. "Nothing more, no more than Star Wars or Harry Potter or The Hobbit. You put way too much into a fantasy movie that you seem to think it redeems you. Go ahead, spend your last $10 on a movie and go to bed hungry." I replied, "Of course it's a movie, and people are excited that a movie they enjoyed made a lot of money, which means there's a possibility for more movies like it. where are you getting this idea that people are now poor because they went to see this movie?
And I like how he suddenly has a password to your bank account.
Yeah. Your last $10.
I got my last $10. One, it costs more than that.
And right before he blocked me, he blocked me and then, or he hit a reply and then blocked me before I could sit there and hit something else. He was like, they are not poor because they went to the movie, but they stay poor. Things stay the same and they wonder why. Step out of the trees and you'll see the forest. You want to argue? Then argue with yourself as I leave you in the same place I found you, delusional and broke.
Ooh.
Whoa!
He flipped his scarf when he did. He flipped his scarf.
He did hair flip and everything.
Yeah, he flipped his hair and his scarf.
Are you still delusional and broke, sir?
Jesus.
And then somebody else had replied. Somebody else had replied to him. It's like, you forgot how to use Google, or you read about the philanthropic efforts of the cast and the crew. And then they put a "what you talking about, Willis" gif on there. And then I sit there and reply to that person because I couldn't reply to the other, or to the black guy. It's like, I tried giving him a head start. Dude kept wanting to stand on his soapbox shouting, pick yourself up by your bootstraps platitudes. And I was just like, nigga, just say you're racist, or just say you hate black people spending money.
Yeah, that's all.
And go.
That's what he could have said. Like,
that's all you had to say. And he kept trying to use little blanket dog whistle terms and shit. Yeah. And it was like, if you would spend more money on your community instead of this fantasy film, you was like, why are you upset about this reaching $1 billion? There's literally 4 other movies that reached $1 billion, but you didn't. Not once have I seen you sitting there talking about Occupy the theaters or some shit like that. Now, and like, I love how he sit there and just like, that's why you're broke. That's why you're poor, because you people. Wait. I mean, the corporations are just like,
that makes sense.
I kept needling. I kept sitting there going like, just like. I kept asking him questions like, just go ahead, call me a nigger. Just, I'm waiting.
Right,
just
come
on.
Just
do it.
So I come off the top rope like RVD.
I was just waiting. I was just kind of needling that. It was like, come on, just a little bit longer. Just a couple more tweets. Couple more tweets. Just come on, hit me with that hard R. Come on.
My thing is, I don't understand. And you guys can think, if you guys have an immediate answer, or just everybody think about this. Is there any equivalent to this in hip hop, especially when there's a beef, to blocking? Anything like that?
Is there a what?
Is there equivalent to, like, if we're 2 rappers beefing with each other?
Yeah.
Is it only works on the internet that you could block, and then the response just hits a wall. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's no other. I guess it kind of works the same, because everybody else looking at the conversation are like listeners to the songs. So if one person just stops responding, then the other person in a lot of people's minds becomes the winner. It's like what happened with Drake and Meek. That time when it took Meek a little bit longer to respond, everybody immediately was like, "Oh, Meek got beat," just because it was taking him time.
So did Meek block Drake
at
the very end?
I
feel like that would be the equivalent. When you lose beef, you now block. You being the blocker have lost.
Right, exactly. Because like we said, like, people equate, if you don't answer.
I can think of sports, but music, I was like, industries can blackball you, but no, that's not really the question.
Yeah, we're talking about like on an individual basis.
I was like, if you were, they could trade you to another group. Like, they can kick you out the camp, like G Unit.
Yeah, that's true. Did
you be like, nope, you're done. You're not being featured on any more songs. I felt like Wale was getting blocked. Yeah. I felt like Wale was being blocked by Maybach Music.
Maybach Music.
Like, honestly, that was my only thing I could think of. I was like, he didn't pop up on nothing.
Stolly was getting blocked by Maybach Music.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because Stolly was not getting nearly as much push as he should have been.
At all.
Yeah.
And, okay, so I found the one that got the 1,000 likes. And, Jesus, okay. Somebody, it was like, the people that are anti-SJW sit there and post, it was like some sort of article they sit there and made. Snowflake students claim Frankenstein's monster was misunderstood and is in fact a victim. And then somebody replied, but that's the book. That's what the book is about.
Yeah, right.
And then somebody replies like, now I just want to know what they think other literary classics are about. Lord of the Rings, 1984, To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm glad no one replied to To Kill a Mockingbird. It was like, Jesus.
Jeez.
And like, another person.
Places.
This could be an awesome class. Lit 402, literature through the eyes of right-wingers, missing the point. Every week you read a book, figure out all bad takes, and write a paper trying to support those. Also creative writing 402 for MFA students. And then I put, why not alt-lit?
Oh,
and then somebody had a better. It's like, well, somebody had a better one. It's like, I would have taken alt right, but like art right, WRITE, but that works too.
Oh, that's good. Alt right, that's good. That's good.
And then like this whole other thread started off of this, and just it snowballed from there. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, nah, I now know.
Thank you.
I now know why people mute their notifications.
Yeah,
because good Lord,
yeah, it goes nuts.
And you mentioned Xavier Woods, so I got retweeted by Xavier Woods. Yeah. So shout out to him. And he posted
down.
Say what?
I said shout out to up, down, down.
Yeah. So he posted a poll asking people, what would you? It's like picking a favorite.
Yeah.
Childhood memory: Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers.
Yep.
Brent, I don't think we've heard you have one. Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles.
Brent's dead.
Did the call drop?
No,
again?
I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Hold on. Question is Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
In what aspect?
Just in childhood.
Just pick
love,
it. You got to pick one or the other.
If you couldn't play with one and had to only play with the other, which one would you do? As a child,
or watch one, and
they're both equal in my book. Like they're on the low end. If I had to pick,
if you had to choose,
I love this. Come on.
I don't know. I don't play with the hero side of toys, so it doesn't like.
Damn it.
I guess. How I had Ninja Turtles, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, well, I
was like,
okay, well, know your answer.
Like it's, I don't know. Like both of them are like equally low.
Yeah.
Because I really never had like the hero side, so I really only had like Shredder. And then I thought Goldar was like the dopest like villain. Goldar and Ooze were the dopest villains.
I think Lord Zed was one of the dopest Power Rangers villains.
Lord Zed was pretty good. He was pretty good. But yeah, if I had to choose, I would definitely want to be Shredder.
And at one point, Green Ranger.
Oh, now we put Green Ranger in there? Power Rangers. Never mind. Power Rangers.
Fucking turncoat. All right, so he posted a poll, and it was like, who do you like better? Really asking the hard-hitting questions, Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers? And I was torn.
Yeah.
So I ended up going with Ninja Turtles simply off of this thought. So you could pick a favorite Power Ranger based on your favorite color, dinosaur, and preference.
Yep.
But who you were as a person, picture Ninja Turtle for you.
Yeah.
And then Xavier Woods retweeted that. It's like, this man is over here speaking the purest truth. And I was like, hey, I'm Hollywood now.
Yeah.
Fuck everything you talking about for this Monday.
I was so excited.
I'm clocking out.
So I'm going home.
I tweeted while I was at my desk, I'm going to just go ahead and clock out and leave for the rest of the day.
Right, yeah.
I got clout for the rest of the day.
I love that so much. Yeah, that was great. One, that tweet is great, and two, the fact that Xavier retweeted it and said that is fucking amazing.
And so obviously funny. That would get more retweets than the thing than the thing I said.
Right, yeah.
Because of course it would.
I'm mad I missed the very highlight of the moment.
It was great. It was fun.
My brother called me and I had to take a phone call. I missed it.
Oh, okay. Well, you can replay it.
It's all right. I'll catch you.
Surprise yourself.
All right. So also the two things hopefully we'll be able to just knock these out.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Bobby Tarantino II or Bobby Tarantino II according to my Spotify and on the auto mode?
Yes. Yeah. Why is it doing that?
Well, I tried
seems weird.
When I hooked my phone up to the car and I was sitting there, it was like hit the button, play Bobby Tarantino 2 on Spotify. Mm-hmm. Playing Bobby Tarantino on Spotify. And it'll play the first one.
That's what I was about to say.
And then I would look, and then I did it twice. And then when I finally looked on there as far as recently played, it showed Bobby Tarantino, And then it was like it was a capital I, lowercase I.
Okay,
so I was like, okay, so that's what I need to use next time when I sit there and try it.
I, please. Yes. I feel like it came out of nowhere.
Well, he did announce it that week.
Now, see, it was that week, and I saw the Rick and Morty thing.
And saw the Rick and Morty thing.
Yeah, they released because I don't know if they did it on an actual. I don't know if they just did it on an actual episode, but I saw like it cut out. But I think some people were saying like it literally was like woven into like one of the episodes of the show, like on the back end. Okay, like almost like as a commercial.
He was
connected.
in an episode of Rick and Morty,
right? Yeah, exactly.
But this seemed like there was like a hey, can you guys do a skit for me at the beginning? Good. So yeah, that's definitely the point I wanted to talk about. That was neat. Just like when they do their improv, they kind of go a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely.
But it was kind of funny for the most part.
Yeah. You're not fucking with logic, bro. But it's funny because after like listening to this, a lot of good production. I did like the couple of. I'm trying to think what the name of the song is, but there's one specific song where it switches beats, like 48 bars.
Oh, I can't stand that one.
You didn't like that one?
I didn't like that one because when it came out as when it was announced as a single, I was like, oh, this makes me think of too much of DNA.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah. That was before the camera was rolling.
Because that's the one that like it switched beats multiple times, which I kind of liked that the way it blended. Other than that, it was funny. Like listen to this, like that whole Rick and Morty argument / conversation at the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
44 more.
44 more. Yeah. I thought about that, and I was like, I think I'm more of an album Logic person than I am a mixtape Logic person.
So that was your thoughts?
Exactly. Yeah. Because I mean. It's funny because I came to Logic pretty late, I would say. Mm-hmm. Like I, of course, I'd heard like a song or two from
Under Pressure.
From Under Pressure. And then there was a while where I hadn't listened to him at all. Then I listened to front to back multiple times. The
Incredible True Story.
Yeah, and I loved it.
Tits.
Yeah.
And it's even so funny if you go backwards, it's tits up.
That's true. I didn't think about that. That's hilarious.
And if you do the third album, everybody tits up.
Everybody tits up. Everybody just tits up. So the funny thing was, going back to Under Pressure, then like really like being able to listen to that and appreciate that. And then going forward, like I liked his last album. But it's funny, you do definitely get, I feel like, a different, I won't say different person, but I feel like there's a different tone. Not only to the album, because there's not like a through line of a story almost like it normally is, but you get a different tone of an MC on his mixtapes compared to his albums.
Which is funny because when that skit kind of set the tone as far as like what we're getting ourselves into, and it was like, it's like you don't like Logic albums? No, that's not what I said. If I said it, I would say it.
Yeah, exactly.
As I'm not in the mood to hear positivity and blah blah blah. I want to hear about tits and money and all this other this, that, and the other.
Exactly. So they literally divided it up. They've literally categorized.
But the funny thing is, that's not really in the album for real.
No,
or that's not really in this mixtape for real. That's not even him.
No, it's really not. The energy.
The energy's there.
Exactly.
But
that subject matter.
But like lyrically, no, it's not there. Mm-mm. And my problems with this mixtape is also lyrically.
Okay.
Because as far as, luckily he cut out talking about biracial. Oh well, no, as much.
Yeah.
He cut out talking about being biracial. This is
Logic.
But at least he's calmed down.
Yeah,
talking about it.
Yeah, compared to that.
But it's still there, so that's kind of that was a little annoying.
Yeah.
But as far as like him talking, as far as lyrics go, there really weren't any. He wasn't really talking about anything, and it's not like he's got to have a message or anything like that. No, it's just he literally wasn't talking about anything.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the same shit you heard. It was like, I have haters now. I worked hard for this.
Yeah. The kind of shit you expect from Logic.
Yeah, but it's like, it's just very at the surface.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to say the same thing over and over again, at least not only change the flow of you saying it, but just come up with another way of saying that shit.
Yeah.
Like, perfect example.
I was gonna say
Lupe Fiasco. I put this on my grandmother's daughter.
Yeah. I mean,
he could have just as easily said, I put like on my mother. He could have just easily said that.
Like,
but no, he found a creative way of sitting there saying something that everyone is already saying.
Yeah,
and this is something, and like as far as with Logic, he's saying the same shit over and over again. But the only way that's different is the flow or the cadence of him saying something like that.
Yeah.
And just like I want to hear another. I want to just like, some sort of evolution from him.
Absolutely. There was a tweet that you had this week that made me laugh out loud, and it was like nobody ever, and it was just like a blank space, and then it said Logic.
Oh,
my mama called me a nigga.
Yeah, I
forgot. Did you ask him to say that? Did you ask him?
Did you have any tracks that you really enjoyed?
Like I said, I like what is that? So 44 More I did like.
Okay.
Just because I did like the way the transitions worked between different beats. I liked what was that? Oh my God. I gotta look at the songs.
Now, as far as pushing something, as far as actually saying something, I will say him taking shots at Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
Joyner Lucas. There we go. On Yuck was interesting. He didn't outright say his name or nothing like that.
Oh yeah.
But the back and forth that they got with each other is pretty interesting. Hopefully that develops into beef. I really want that to be beef.
Yeah, that'd be nice. This kind of surprised me, but I think my favorite track on there is Inika
Babadook. I was gonna say
yes. That is an excellent use of that sample
of Erykah Badu, like sampling Erykah Badu.
Yes,
and having honestly probably the best Wiz Khalifa verse I've heard in years.
That's what I was going to say too. Wiz's verse on there is excellent. And I've never been a really big Wiz Khalifa fan. I mean, I listened to, what was it, Kush and Orange Juice? Or Breakfast and whatever.
Kush and Orange Juice.
Yeah, I was about to say Breakfast and Orange Juice. Like, yeah, that's fucking breakfast, you asshole. But I remember listening to that and liking it. But then it was so funny because I remember before I listened to the album, my buddy at work was saying like, have you listened to it yet? You need to check it out. And there's a song on there called This. So we was listening to it. And then when it got to that song, I was like, oh, because he doesn't know. It's funny. It's so funny. This happens on a regular, like a weekly basis with me. And it's kind of amazing because I don't know about you guys, Brent, you as well. I don't know if you work as in close proximity with one other person on a regular basis like I do at work, where you have to spend hours working almost the same way like buddy cop like type shit.
Oh, okay.
Where you're stuck in a car, you're driving, like that's the situations we're in. So like one of my buddies at work, he's from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He's from he always jokes about it. He's from a very white background. His family's white. They're from Philly. Like he didn't grow up with hip hop at all. He had to go get it and listen to it and seek it out. He's only 24. So when I freak out about the original version of this song off that Erykah Badu album, he might have been still in his single digits of age when it came out.
Wow.
And it's an amazing thing to do because earlier this last week, one of the things that happened is like, we were just like, we'll either listen to music or we'll listen to podcasts. Usually the same stuff, same podcast, but then we'll listen to different music and just like, he'll be like, hey, have you heard this? Have you heard this? Cause he fucking like loves music and eats it up now. So like he just everybody you can possibly think about. And one time I just put on my Roots playlist, which has all their albums.
Yeah.
And he was like fucking like hadn't heard some of it. Talking about classes, like how I got over and all that good stuff. Hadn't heard some of that stuff. And it was just amazing to see somebody else experience that music for the first time that didn't experience when it first came out, let alone had ever heard it before. And it's something that happens all the time with albums like this, with newer albums. A lot of times when there's a sample, I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, that's a sample from this, that, and that. He'll be like, oh, I've never heard that. And then I'll play it for him and he's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, so like, and this isn't even talk about going back to the times when I'll like randomly play like Earth, Wind, and Fire and shit like that. Like shit that was before I was born, let alone before he was born.
Yeah.
And we always talk about that too. I know this is kind of getting off a tangent a little bit, but we always talk about too the interesting thing of like, because he kind of like discovered and fell into like the Gap band and stuff.
Oh,
and when he played like some of the stuff, he was like, listen, he's like, have you heard the Gap band? I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, they're amazing. And he was like, this is what I've been listening to lately. He like played some stuff, and I was like, I looked at him and I was like, it like kind of Spotify did that thing where like played the songs you want to, then it kind of like was like, I'll take it from here. And then like it goes off on it, starts playing everything. So it goes in like Earth, Wind and Fire and the beat, like everything. And I looked at him, I was like, this is what my house, this is what my cookouts, this is what my family events sounded like when I was growing up. And then he played like fucking Bon Jovi, and he was like, this is what my house sounded like when I grew up. And it's amazing to have those two different contrasting like backgrounds and differences in age, but we still meet directly in the middle over hip hop and R&B and our music. It's crazy. It's awesome though.
It is.
So that's a weekly experience for me, because in my job we have to work
generational clash like
exactly,
every week.
Yeah. Like we have to work in, like we spend some days, we spend 4 or 5 hours of our shifts in the car with each other. So either you're going to sit there staring out the window or you're going to talk about some shit and listen to some music, listen to some podcasts, talk about some politics, that kind of stuff. So it's crazy to see that and get that experience on a regular basis of somebody from a different background. It's fucking awesome. It's what it is, really. But yeah, no, but kind of going from that, yeah, that kind of springs off of that Ithaca Badu, like that record. I mean, I like that. That's definitely my favorite on there, because that Wiz verse, it was almost the same kind of. It reminded me of, like we talked about before, the two verses, the verse from Trap and the verse from Sacrifices from Young Thug.
Yeah,
where you're like, what the fuck? Like, whoa, like this is awesome. Like this is a Young Thug, even though it's not like too much of a deviation from what we're used to from Wiz, but it just was, there was something about that verse that stood out. Almost even better than Logic's verse.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Well,
but yeah.
But all right, so rating.
Yeah, I know.
What would you rank it?
Oh, man. God. So we're trash.
So why do you always start at the bottom?
I like just going
to ascend.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
All right. Car.
So we got platinum or vibranium, patent still pending.
Yeah. Vibranium.
Gold, silver, bronze, and trash.
This one's gonna have to get silver, I think. That's what I'm gonna do. Now, after this, I want to hear what yours is, and then I want you, as far as comparing it to the first one. It's hard to compare these on. It's really weird because it's one of those things where they don't compare well to the albums.
Right.
But we have a direct comparison with literally
literally a sequel,
the prequel
almost.
and the sequel, or whatever.
Just on account of it being so just
the sameness.
I want to say silver.
Okay.
Just on account of it being like just kind of, it's not terrible, but it's not great either.
The production's
and it's not
there.
even it's not really his, like something I could put down as like one of his best works.
No.
Or even his best mixtape.
Right. The production's there.
Yeah. I just think it's just from the 2-3 times I listened to it back to back, just to kind of get an idea. Well, it wasn't back to back. I listened to it, then backed away from it, then came back to listen to it to kind of see, okay, well, maybe I'm listening to it, or maybe I'm just going about this listening to it the wrong way.
Right.
Not so much. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay.
Honestly, that probably would be something you should put for bronze, as far as if it's something forgettable.
If it's something whatever, yeah, because we kind of went through that before.
Like if it's like I'm thinking now with silver, it's just kind of going like, it could have been good, or it could have been awful. It had it not been for.
Oh, you're thinking back. Like
See, as far as like, if silver's directly in
good, not great.
Silver's directly in the middle. Okay, I feel like.
See, silver is what I'm thinking. Good, not great. I'm on like that. But in my brain, I'm thinking like 100-point IGN scale type. Like a silver would be like
75%.
Like a 7 to me. Oops. Sorry. Oops. That was weird. Yeah, like that would be like a 7 to me. Is what that would feel like a silver.
Okay.
Then you would go up to like 8, 9, then like perfect, like 10. Which I know doesn't leave that much deviation and leaves a lot of room on the bronze and trash side. But if you're speaking trash, I think you know what you're getting.
Right.
Which is what we kind of had the same conversation when we talked about Tory Lanez's.
Yeah. Well, I put that at bronze.
You did.
If I can put that at bronze, fuck it. I'm gonna put Logic at bronze.
You put it bronze? Okay.
I'm gonna put Bobby Tarantino 2 at bronze.
Okay. Not compared to 1.
Compared to 1, which would probably be a silver because I can still remember Flexecution.
Yeah, there's some great that's true.
And oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my God. I'm sure that's not the title of the song, but that's
Yeah, that's what you think. That's what you think.
That's what you think of.
Yeah.
All right, next thing to talk.
That's so funny.
The next thing I saw or watched.
What up?
Yes, what's up?
Yeah, what happened?
I just finished listening to Inca Badu.
I thought he was gonna say you listened to the whole album. I said, Jesus,
In the time we
that
talked.
was efficient.
I was about to, but
Definitely give it a listen when you get a chance. I know you're not the biggest Logic fan, I don't think.
not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
And see, like Jake is.
Yeah,
Our
he
buddy
is,
Jake
but
is.
he's gone.
Yeah, right. To another place. So yeah, what did you think
Far,
about
far
that?
away.
Just that song. What did you think about that? Yeah.
That song. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. That
beat's
beat.
great.
Wiz's verse. Very nice.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I forgot Wiz still had it in him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Logic's verse was
Right.
I gotta give it another listen to, but it was decent.
Very nice.
I see he had a flow change.
Right.
But what was you about to say, Webb? Before I interrupted.
Oh, I was about to go to the next topic.
What was that?
Which was Jessica Jones.
J Boogie.
And
I gotta sit this one out.
Okay. Have you finished it,
I haven't finished
Swift?
it.
What
But I'm
episode
okay.
are you on?
What am I? Early, like, was that 3?
Oh, like episode 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you said that you had started, I thought you were kind of like further into it.
No.
Okay. Well, then I will be as spoiler free as possible with this.
I don't care. You can spoil it. I'm not a Jessica Jones wasn't a very good first season for me.
Yeah, and the thing.
Well,
see, I liked it just because I like the kind of different tone. I like Jessica's tone because she's kind of like asshole, funny, but then it's kind of like this
depressing,
overhanging.
and
Like, yeah,
The show's dry. Purple Man was dope, but the show's dry as hell.
Everybody's got that same consensus that they like the Purple Man.
Like,
I did like the way Tennant played Purple Man. That was great.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, see,
Like,
this is actually the funny thing is, like, I really enjoyed the first season.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, that's in my top 3 as far as Netflix MCU shows go.
Yeah.
The thing let me start positive at least.
Okay.
Let me start positive. Well, the thing I liked so much about season 1 is that it had it really stuck with the Alias Investigations bit. It was, as we mentioned before, the best Marvel movies or best Marvel shows are if they are their own genre that just happen to have something superhero related to it.
Yes.
And what I really enjoyed with Jessica Jones season 1 was that it was like a noir type show.
Yeah.
And it was just like seedy, private eye type shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Catching people at their most infidelity or just finding out secrets and this, that, and the other about people and going from there. And also the idea of her, or pretty much being like an allegory for like post-traumatic stress from sexual assault.
Yeah, right.
And all of that in there, and it just happened to be a show about a superhero or a retired superhero.
Like we talked about it before. I remember there being multiple moments in that show where she would do something, for lack of a better term, super.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Like she would lift up a car, she would jump off like a building and like land. I'm like, oh fuck, that's right. She's like crazy strong. Like, oh. Like that was a kind, and they did that in a way which it made that fun.
Yeah.
That you would have those realizations like, oh fuck. Like she would get in a fight and throw somebody across and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And for her to, like, I was like, to be an asshole, he's like, yeah, there's a little bit of charm to it. But at the same time, I get why she's kind of like jaded or why she's kind of like she is mentally.
Yeah.
Because of the shit that took place with Purple Man.
Right.
And for her to be, being a private eye and being able to draw deductions really quickly, or to figure, or like to kind of think her way out of a situation, as opposed to just punching.
Yeah.
Usually, and it being more like at the last moment, unless she absolutely has to, using her powers.
Yeah.
And also having like introducing Luke Cage was dope as fuck too. So that helped out a lot too. So that's why I have
right,
that's why I got season 1 of Jessica Jones in my top 3. And I'll talk about the rankings later or at the end.
Cool. Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Because of Luke Cage, somebody was like, "Hey, you want some coffee?" And I was like,
"What?
Wait,
fuck
what kind of coffee?"
Right, you're like looking around like
I didn't know if I was supposed to talk in code or if it was like
hilarious.
I really didn't know if they were asking for like real coffee or they
I'll give me a sip.
Strong.
So, I'll take a sip.
What? I couldn't tell. And then apparently they had watched the same show as well. So apparently the whole conversation just got muddy because nobody knew what anybody was talking about. You know
Is somebody having sex? I need to know. All right, that works.
It's like real coffee or like coffee. Like it was like real weird.
That's funny.
Like, are we meeting up for coffee, then having coffee? Like I don't understand. There's too many things. So
that's great.
Yeah, so I figured Sweet Christmas goes at the end, then you know what it is.
Yep.
That's interesting. With that said, well, that's funny is what I meant to say. Not that's interesting. When I say that's interesting, there's a good chance I'm not paying attention. But no, that was funny.
That's a deflection.
That's
a deflection technique.
Right. Moving on.
With that said, season 2 was bad in my opinion.
Okay.
And like it was very bad. And it's kind of like like the biggest problem I had with it is that it deviated from what made Jessica Jones or season 1 such a hit. The investigation bit. Like, granted, they're still doing like stuff like, here, let me research this, or let me go digging around to find the truth.
Yeah.
It's there, but it takes a back seat compared to everything else that was going on. And it was like, I've never been so annoyed with white women than watching that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But Jessica Jones started getting a little bit annoying as far as her. I didn't ask for these powers. Why me? Blah 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 blah. I was like, whoa, hold on, no.
You've been through way too much.
You've been through. Yeah, as far as figuring out. Okay, yeah, that's fucked up as far as what happened to you.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what was driving you to be all depressed and this, that, and the other from the first season.
Right.
It was because of the shit that took place with Purple Man.
Yeah.
That's why she was like that. And like I was kind of hoping that she would actually have some type of growth about her.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, we're going to sit there and make her miserable again. We're going to make her depressed. And we now have a new reason to make her depressed and mopey. Or no, she wasn't even, and like, as far as that being mopey, it was just kind of like, they made a joke about with great power comes great responsibility a couple of times.
Okay.
And they did it in a very cynical way. And I was just kind of going like, okay, well, first of all, you didn't have to bring that up, or you didn't have to bring that quote up.
Right.
Secondly, or next, you didn't even have to, like, I could kind of, I should have known. It's like, okay, I see the direction this is going to take now. This is going to be a very cynical take of what's going on. And as far as the new baddie, it wasn't very clear what was supposed to be an antagonist because everybody was an asshole.
Okay.
Throughout this show or throughout the season,
everyone's just being mean.
The only person that really had anything redeemable about them was
the brother.
Excuse me, Malcolm.
Yeah.
That was his name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. He was the only redeemable person because he actually took his experiences from season 1.
Yeah.
He seemed to be the only person to actually learn anything
from season 1.
And try to be a better person.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he's working out now. Like, that was funny seeing him on Defenders. It's like, he used to be like, well, granted, he looked like a junkie in the first season because he used to be.
Yeah.
And then on the second season, or I'm sorry, before the second season, seeing him in Defenders, like, hey, this nigga got cut.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, good for him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's like, look at him sitting there looking healthy and all that other stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so he's actually one of the only people that have actually developed, and he's the only person that actually picked up any real development throughout this entire show or throughout this entire season.
Right.
And just seeing his growth as a character was like, wow, okay. Now, why can't we do that with Jessica?
Right.
That's the main character. Why can't we do anything with her?
Like, why are we just leaving her out to dry? Yeah.
Yeah, here she is wearing the same damn outfit. Now, I don't recall her showering maybe once. And even then, that was only because she had blood on her.
Right. Then I was interested in...
It pissed me off so even more about her being so damn dirty. And it's like, y'all want new... It's like, that's who Luke Cage has a kid with in the comics?
It's like, why is she so ornery?
It was just...
It was interesting. There was a character that was introduced in this season that I found out about via like the Google News thread. Like it popped up and I was like, and I like threw my phone across
because it was a spoiler.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot his name, but he's powers wise, depending on how if they evolve him, which I doubt they'll evolve in the way they could evolve him because I don't know if his power can be contained in the... I know this is going to kind of sound weird, but I don't know if his power can be displayed or contained in the Netflix shows. Because he's... I'm trying to think exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to... Oh, well, I can hang off. Or we can hang on not seeing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or not seeing the story. But
yeah.
So...
I'll wait.
Okay, so the point... Okay, character development, Jessica Jones, not so much.
Stagnant. Malcolm...
Yes. He actually is developing.
Yeah.
Now, the sister in there, I'm trying to remember her damn name because she was like Hellcat in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Her character pissed me off the most.
Okay.
Because it was very... That was the most annoying white person I've ever seen in the MCU so far. Just on account of her having so many opportunities. Now, granted, she had a troubled past, similar to Jessica Jones. But the fact that she was just kind of stuck behind that.
Right.
And it not develop... Or her not find... Or as far as it developing into just a shitty individual altogether... that pissed me off. And just kind of... She just came across really bratty. Especially for her to be a grown-ass woman. As far as wanting to, like, I guess she was jealous of Jessica Jones, and it just now manifested in the second season.
He just appeared.
Yeah. And it was in like the most self-destructive or just completely destructive ways. And I just didn't understand it, or just the way that she sit there and her character motivations were, the motivation was there. But the approach and the reasoning behind why she would just go through that much of a fucked up situation pissed me off even more. Mm-hmm. There was no reason for her to be like that and for her to sit there and just make stupid decisions just because she wanted to make a difference or felt like she wasn't making a difference on her life. And just to her to lash out at people or to make rash decisions based on those reasons was stupid as hell. And just for also the kind of like, oh, because I'm a woman, you was like, no, shut the fuck up.
It's like,
you're just a terrible person. It ain't because you're a woman. You're just a terrible person.
You're just an asshole.
Also the lack, okay. Just the lack of focus as far as the plot development.
Yeah, it is interesting. 2. Especially me being where I am and knowing that, like, well, it's probably not going to go anywhere.
It felt very all over the place.
Okay.
And Carrie Ann Moss, she had a very interesting side story.
Yeah.
If they would have consolidated that into, like, instead of stretching that out for a couple of episodes, if they made it maybe 1 or 2, that would have been better. Actually, speaking of episodes, if this 13 episode bit arc is just not working for a lot of these shows,
they need to drop it down to 10.
Or was Defenders 10 or was it 8?
It was shorter.
So it was
8. Which felt pretty solid.
It was 10. It was 10.
It was 10.
My bad.
Because I think
what was that thing that was 8?
I think we kept saying that we felt like Defenders could have been 8. And be a little bit more concise.
Okay. Yeah. So if they, chopped off 3 episodes, consolidated a little bit more, then maybe this would have felt a little better.
Right.
It would have felt tighter.
Yeah.
Giggity.
I actually said that in my head. I was like, hey.
And just the fact that I'm trying not to spoil it, but it was very anticlimactic as far as what took place, and even pissed me off even more about a certain character.
Okay.
And it's like, so what did do?
Like, what are you doing?
So why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why are you not being punished for that? Why are you getting away with this with no kind of consequences whatsoever?
Right.
And it's just...
Sounds like a good time.
that episode pissed me off. And like the people that were supposed to be antagonists towards Jessica Jones, like the superintendent, or is he in episode 3?
I think he is, right?
Okay. Well, as far as him acting like an asshole, I was like, this ain't a spoiler. We thought it was because he was racist, or not racist, but like fucking muty, like for X-Men or something like that. But no, he's on parole, and he wants to keep custody of his kid. Right. And here we got a superpowered person breaking walls and fighting people, and dead bodies popping up every now and then around this building, which is going to raise flags and kind of risk his custody with his kid. Right. And like, okay, that makes sense for why he's an asshole. Yeah. What's your excuse?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like we figured him out. What's going on with you, buddy?
Yeah. And like the only person that was an antagonist towards Jessica Jones and was an asshole for just absolutely no reason was one of the cops that's constantly on her ass. Yeah. I don't know I can't remember if they show up in the 3rd episode or not.
I think so. I think that's the one that first show up.
Yeah. Black woman and white guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So the black woman, I don't understand what the fuck was going on there. Y'all just wanted an angry black woman and just like, here, just throw her in there. We're just gonna have her constantly nagging or just constantly on Jessica Jones's ass.
I feel like anytime you have a superhero story or situation, you always have to have annoyed cop character.
Yeah, but this was incredibly annoying. It was just kind of going like, just shut the fuck up and go with it. Right? Yeah. Or has to be reassigned or something. Like, quit being an asshole because your buddy's giving him the benefit of the doubt. Just work. If that's somebody you trust, then sit there and give whoever this is the benefit of the doubt. Right. Like, still be skeptical, but not just kind of like, no, we're not going to do that. I don't trust you. He's already on board. Right. Yeah. At least do it from a distance. Or at least, just fuck you, angry black stereotype.
Right, exactly.
Jesus, man. What else was I about to say on there? I don't remember any other black women. Oh, there was another, but that was very like minor. Yeah. 2 cameos near the ass end of the the season. That would have been, things might have felt better if this started sooner. Okay. For these 2 cameos. Yeah. And they brighten up. They kind of was like, oh, okay, I feel a little better watching this now because of these 2 cameos. Yeah. But it's too late, too little, too late. And they're not there very long either. Yeah. And
I wonder if they realize
if there's no, and at the end of the day, because of that, because of those cameos showing up so little, so late, it doesn't fucking matter
to the overall
plot.
Exactly.
It helps the side story a little bit, but not even then. It's like that could have just as easily been done without that cameo. Okay. But I'm glad it's there just for the fact that, hey,
yeah, right. Oh, yeah, you're like, oh, fuck, that's right.
So this season, I am going to give it a bronze. Okay. But it's a very dull. It's a very dull bronze.
It's like a bronze
copper, if I could.
It's like a bronze, but there's like a piece. There's like an old newspaper that like blew on it. And you gotta like dust it off.
I'll give it a dusty bronze. I'll give it a dusty bronze,
unpolished bronze.
And this is one of the worst seasons of the MCU Netflix.
Across the board.
This is one of the worst.
Just in general, okay.
But it's still better than Iron Fist.
God, Iron Fist is.
It is still better than Iron Fist. I at least left Jessica Jones disappointed. I left Iron Fist angry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
I finally watched some of Iron Fist.
Oh, really?
A few months back, I think I watched probably 7 episodes.
Word.
Oh man.
Cool.
And
I like the silence. The silence.
I think that. Okay, so that
he was going through the gauntlet. Like it was. Yeah. I don't know. It was like
episode 7.
Actually,
that wasn't there.
Iron Fist reminded me of like the first Ninja Turtles. Like it was just like overly cheesy and unnecessary, and like I felt like half the movie could have been skipped.
That's funny. I'll take that. That's funny.
Is that too much slander?
I have to argue. It's like I won't tolerate Ninja Turtle slander.
Sir, how dare you?
American Ninja, maybe like the movie, not the show.
Okay,
I thought you were gonna say like Surf Ninja.
Like that. Have y'all ever seen like any clips from that?
No, American Ninja.
American Ninja, where it's like this white guy who knows the ways of the ninja.
Okay.
He doesn't say ninja. He says ninja.
Are you serious?
He says ninja. But he's supposed to be this martial arts expert.
Nope.
He says ninja.
I don't understand.
I will have to find that clip.
That's hilarious.
And my favorite audio, or I don't know which, there's like a bunch of these. Like they had like a series, like a sequel and all the sequels and all that. And I can't remember where it is. It's closer to the end. Where he finally kills, I'm guessing either the boss or the boss's second in command. He gets a ninja star and he throws it at this guy in a white suit and a gun. He was about to shoot him. He throws a ninja star at him. It hits him in his heart. He goes, ah! He looks at it, then looks up and sits there, shrugs while he falls and dies in slow motion.
That's amazing.
This is called American Ninja.
American Ninja. Look up here. Let me try to find it now. But
where can I find it? It's not a Netflix thing, right?
No, well, no, it wasn't on Netflix. I'm probably see if I can find a YouTube clip of it. American Ninja death scene.
This sounds so cheesy, like I gotta see it. I like a good cheesy kung fu movie. I like a good cheesy.
Go on YouTube and search "best death scene ever," and it'll show a thumbnail of a ninja or a ninja in all white.
Okay.
And click on that video.
It might.
I feel like I've seen this.
I feel like I probably have. It might be.
We all. I know for a fact we've all seen this.
Okay.
But I know the movie that this
context,
is. I've seen the movie that this is attached to.
Okay. Okay.
That is the. It is the funniest.
Worse than House of Flying Guillotines.
Whoa! No, what?
Flying Guillotines. Worse than Flying Guillotines.
House of Flying Daggers is one. Oh, you're thinking. Wait, there's House of Flying Daggers. And then there's a Flying Guillotines where it's like this guy has like a weapon with a chain on it, and he throws it at people, and it all of a sudden just opens up like a little net.
It looks like people are trying to throw hula hoops on people.
Yeah,
and it falls on you like it literally yanks it,
and it cuts your head off.
Okay. It's so cheesy though. It's so over the top.
And there's
cheesy.
and he was trying to assassinate a one-armed warrior or something like that.
Yeah,
I seen this a long time ago.
We can talk about we can go down the rabbit hole.
We made Cinemahogany for black movies.
Yes,
and then we sit there and got something for Kung Fu. That
I
actually
love
worked
Kung
out
Fu
back
movies.
in the days too.
They work.
Yeah, like on some Luke Cage Iron Fist type shit.
We can do that. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out after. Well, before do we have anything? What else do we got?
Actually, I was probably gonna end it off of that.
Okay, yeah, that works. Because I was just gonna say one more thing. Is just have you guys seen the trailer for the new season of Luke Cage?
Yeah. I've seen it. 22 seconds or some shit like that. Yeah,
I like that. Yo, I'm Luke Cage.
Hey, looking up. It's like, look here, nigga.
Yeah,
I was just waiting. That's all I was waiting for.
See what he said. Get paid, black man. Get paid. I was like, that's great. Yeah. I'm ready for it because I'm more excited to see Misty with her arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's got her Iron Man arm now. So it's gonna be awesome. But
this is totally unrelated, but it's just the fact of like advertising black. I can't stand McDonald's commercials.
Oh, dude, I've had a fucking problem with that shit for years.
I can't stand when they try to sit there and push it like black people really say Mickey D's.
Oh, it makes me so.
Nobody says Mickey D's.
And then the South thing.
The what?
The whole South thing, like the South spells breakfast McDonald's or some shit. I'm like, no, the fuck it. I'm not eating my grandmama's house for breakfast.
I must have missed that commercial.
I'm not eating no McDonald's for breakfast. Get out. I'll knock that plate of hotcakes out of your hand. Right. Fuck that. Well, yeah, that was good. That was awesome. With that being said,
fuck daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Fuck Mickey D's.
Yeah.
McDonald's is cool, but fuck Mickey D's.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones trash. Season 2 trash.
Bronze trash. Dusty Bronze. Don't do the trash. Dusty Bronze for season 2. If you get a chance, check out Bobby Tarantino 2. Tell us what you think about it. You heard what we thought about it. And we want to know what you guys think.
Yeah.
If you have a chance,
let us know about the episode. Leave a comment about the episode in and of itself. Leave a review if you can, please, by all means, whether it be 1 star, 5 star on iTunes.
Oh, fuck that, 5 star.
If you don't believe it, yeah.
At least you
telling us something.
What you want to see.
We want to hear good and bad news, whatever you got to say. Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Places you can catch us on audio. You can catch us on YouTube as well if you want to look at us, look at our pretty faces. By all means, questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to us at OafDiscussions@gmail.com. OafDiscussions on Twitter. OafDiscussions on Instagram as well. How can we reach you, Kid Swift?
I'm at K and Kid Swift on Twitter. I'm at Future ASC on Instagram and on Facebook, of course, as well. Yeah, just follow me on those things. Snapchat, don't worry about that. I don't fucking check it. Brent, where are you at, sir?
You can find me on Twitter and pretty much all the other social media at LLCOOLB22. That's LLCoolB22. Or Gray Fox running around here is Gray Fox or the legendary Shogun.
Yes.
If you need anything. You'll catch me next week live.
In your face.
In your face.
In your grill.
Because next week gonna do a special recording from the lair.
Hey,
for Liquid Drop or
no for his?
I mean, if y'all in the building, y'all didn't know this, but this was happening. If y'all in the building, we gonna
his housewarming
record. Yeah, we doing a recording at the housewarming.
Word to your mother. Cool. Well, that works.
I like how Will was like,
I'll get back to you on that. Yeah.
If not, it'll just be a Liquid Drop and it'll be a lot of shenanigans.
Okay.
That works.
I'll talk behind the scenes. Yep. All right. Web859 on Twitter, web.859 on Instagram. Don't worry about my Snapchat. I'm just there to look at porn and be nosy.
Where's the porn at on Snapchat?
That's what Tumblr's for.
Oh yeah. Oh damn it. We ain't got time for that.
Is it on Snapchat?
I'll tell you behind the scenes. We'll get back to that.
Right. We'll get back to that, buddy.
All right. With that being said, thanks for watching. Peace.
Later, bud.
Till next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Oaf Discussions. Please listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play now, Stitcher, audio episodes on YouTube as well. And so that's all we have today. Thank you very much for listening, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Peace.
There we are. Oaf Discussions Pioneers.
Quickly.
Confirmed.
Make the meme and then put the big thing on there with the stupid little graphic like every other goddamn internet comedian does. We got to get these views, baby.